Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Movie Talk. I'm your host with the most, Grim Reaper. Alright, so let's get on into this. So, it's going to be coming out in a few months. We've all known the story. We've seen it when we were growing up. We had a movie come out a few years ago in the early 2000s. That's right, I'm talking about Peter Pan. Peter Pan. Now, you've all either have read the little Disney booklet growing up, or you might have had parents actually read you the real book, or you might have read the real book growing up by J.M. Barrie. You might have seen the Peter Pan growing up. I don't know anyone who has not seen the Peter Pan movie growing up, the Disney version. I mean, everybody's seen it. I've seen it plenty of times. I love that movie. That movie is one of my favorite movies of all time. Then you had the live-action Peter Pan, which was done in the early 2000s, which was another amazing movie. I loved it. I thought it was done very brilliantly. It was a lot darker than the Disney one. And I was like, wow, watching the Disney version and this one, I love both of them equally. Now, they also had one in between. That's right, Hook. If you have not seen Hook, you might have been growing up underneath a rock. Come on, everybody's favorite character was Rufio. Looky, I got Hooky. Come on. One of the most memorable characters of all time before he gets... spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, gets killed.
Looky, I got Hooky.
Hook, no! Yeah, that's right. Hook, skewered him. So you get for being a smartass, Rufio. Oh well. But it's Peter Pan has grown up and he's a big bloated old man, and he comes back to Neverland, forgot everything that he was before he, decided to stay in our world. So that was a pretty cool rendition. He had Dustin Hoffman in there, did an amazing job as Hook, and then he had the late Bob Hoskins play Smee, and his performance as Smee was an amazing performance. I loved his performance. Way better than Mario Brothers, of course. Actually, any role he did was better than Mario Brothers, hands down. But now, fast forward to now, we're getting a Pan movie now. And it's not done by Disney. It's done by Warner Brothers. Now let's get into this list. So we have the cast I'm going to go through. Hugh Jackman playing Blackbeard. Now, so this is going to be an origin story for Peter Pan. So basically, we're going to see Peter Pan before he gets to Neverland, how he gets to Neverland, and all the things that lead up to him becoming the Peter Pan that we all know and love. And I think this is going to lead up into a sequel if this movie is successful. If it's not successful, then, well, they tried. That's all they can say is, we tried. Yeah, you tried, but you failed. And then you have the newcomer, Levi Miller, playing Pan. So, with Hugh Jackman playing a bad guy again, this is the second movie this year that he's playing a full-fledged bad guy. First one will be Chappie, which comes out today, or last night, if you go to the midnight showing or first showing that they had yesterday. But yes, this will be his second full-fledged villain role, and it's definitely going to be a pretty cool, experience to see him, play a bad guy in a fantasy movie, which would be pretty cool. It's definitely weird to see him play a bad pirate. I would have never thought of him, doing a role like that. But, that's also a good thing, doing a role that nobody would expect you to do. I don't know. I don't know. When I saw that it was gonna be like an origin story, I was kind of iffy about it. I'm like, I'm still kind of on the fence about it. I probably will go see it. What am I saying? I'm gonna go see it, just because it has an amazing cast, in the movie. Besides the casting, that's the only reason I probably will go see it. I do kind of want to see how the origin is going to go and how it's going to play out before he becomes Peter Pan. But a lot of things that about this movie that kind of make me go ugh and cringe at some of the choices they've made. So Levi Miller, definitely casted the young Peter Pan. I think he'll definitely do a pretty good job. I don't know what kind of work he's done. I haven't seen anything he's done. So that's going to be a good thing. So he's been playing Peter Pan. Peter Pan's a young, youthful, kid that has very. He's very. I don't know. So with him coming in and playing Peter Pan, it is a childish. He does have a childish demeanor, and of course, it's gonna have to be a child playing it, So, yeah. So I guess we'll see how his performance goes. Our next casting is Cara Delevingne. So you might have remembered me mentioning her in the Suicide Squad, playing Enchantress. Now she's gonna be in Pan. I told you I was gonna do a thing about it and let you know what she's gonna be playing. She got picked up to play a mermaid. So she's gonna be playing one of the 3 mermaids. Or who knows how many mermaids they're gonna have in this movie. I like the rendition of the mermaids in the live action movie where they were devious and they weren't all nice and stuff. They're all tricky and they're evil pretty much. That version I loved. I love the way they portrayed the mermaids in that. So that's one version I like. She looks, if you see here, she looks normal. So who knows? We'll see what kind of vision or intel or what kind of version they have of their mermaids, because everybody's rendition or version of it is different. Next up is the iconic role of Tiger Lily, played by Rooney Mara. Most of you know her as Kate Mara's sister, who was the one who played. So Rooney is the one that played Elizabeth Salander in the American version, the girl with the dragon tattoo, who did an amazing job. Now, her being cast as Tiger Lily is one of the things I did not like. I grew up with a Tiger Lily who's an Indian, so I'm surprised they didn't get a Native American actress to play this role. I'm kind of like, well, why didn't you? She was one in the live action one that they had like early 2000s, the Peter Pan one, and I think the girl that they got to play her was perfectly spot on. I love the performance. I loved everything about the anime, about the live action, the color palette and everything like that. So I was kind of disappointed that they actually got a white person to play an Indian person. That's one reason I was kind of disappointed with the casting in this movie. And yeah, she's a great actress and all that, but I was like, could have gotten a Native American girl to play that role, and still, that's just me and my opinion. That's just Then you have Amanda Seyfried, who's playing Mary Darling. So, in the trailer, when I watched the trailer the first time, I thought that was Peter's mother.
My dearest Peter, I long for the day that I can come back for you and explain everything.
Dropping off the baby in the thing. Maybe she is, and maybe he's related to Wendy and all that. If that's true, then Wendy gave a kiss to her brother. That's... No. So we'll see what's going on. I don't know, because in the IMDb it casts her Mary Darling. But everything else I've read, it only said her name was Mary. Didn't give a last name. So I don't know. So, and if it's not Peter Pan that she's laying down, who's the kid that she's laying down in front of that orphanage? Well, we all know it's Peter Pan. I mean, come on. She leaves a little kid at the orphanage, and they go over to Peter Pan at the orphanage growing up. So it's safe to assume that it's Peter Pan. I don't know. I honestly don't know what to think of that. That's one thing that really confused me about that scene right there. Then find out supposedly she's Mary Darling. That's like, what? No. Next up is Garrett Hedlund, who's playing Hook. I think this was an inspired pick to have this guy play Hook. He's a great actor. Most people remember him from the Tron sequel. Others remember him from Four Brothers. He played the little brother they call the fairy. And, he's a great actor. He has a great performance no matter what. So, to see him play Hook in this one, it looks like in this one, this is a prequel. We're not going to see the full-fledged, dark Hook. We're going to see the Hook before he becomes the bad guy. And I think in this one, we're going to see him turn and become the full evil Captain Hook. Because the fact that he is friends with Peter Pan first, and then so they're going to have to tell us sort of what happens between and why he became the Hook that we know and love. Now, there's a scene here where he is, where Blackbeard says, princess. He goes, oh, well, no, but thank you.
Well. The princess, I presume.
Oh, well, I'm actually just a minor, but I appreciate the compliment.
Bishop,
You know, that scene had me laughing. I mean, he has great performance and comedic timing, and the delivery of that line had me laughing. Just hopefully that this movie is not all comedy, and you know, this definitely shows Hook's, you know, path to becoming who he is, and him changing and becoming, you know, the one-handed man who's out for blood for Peter Pan losing his hand. And hopefully we get TikTok. You know, I would love to see TikTok. Now, if you don't know who TikTok is, that is the crocodile that we see in the animated movie, and also in the live-action movie, and also in Hook, who is also a clock holding the clock tower. So yeah, hopefully we see that. Now we have Adele Akhtar playing Mr. Smee. Now Mr. Smee is an iconic role all on his own. Yes, Mr. Hook is an amazing character and iconic, but next step would be Mr. Smee. He's another iconic character you play. It's basically like Harley Quinn and the Joker, you know. Joker is iconic, then you have Harley Quinn. You have Batman, you have Robin, you know. It's the ongoing list of, like, you have a bad guy, but right behind that bad guy, there's always somebody next to him who's always like, you got this, boss. You got this, you know. Somebody who's just, you know, just there to, you know, support them, and he's an iconic role. And when he did, how they had him portrayed in the Disney cartoon was hilarious. I enjoyed all of his little comedic anecdotes and moments. And Bob Hoskins' performance was was nothing different. I mean, his performance was hilarious too. You know, they're smacking his feet down to get the red carpet down. His little comedic timing where he's trying to hold the treasure in his pants, but yet still has time to get the red carpet laid out for Hook. You know, I mean, come on, I mean, just go. I have not seen anything that he has been in, so hopefully he gives us a performance worthy of Smee. You know, and something, you know, maybe something of his own, and you know, try not to copy or emulate any of the other ones before him. Even though there's only actually two before him. I don't remember the Smee from the Peter Pan movie, but the Hook from that Peter Pan movie was definitely an amazing actor, because he was the guy who played the father in Harry Potter, Draco Malfoy's dad, Jason Isaacs. You know, he's an amazing actor. And the camera loves him when he plays a bad guy. I mean, he does an amazing job. So, you know, Hook has definitely had a lot of amazing actors playing them. Smee as well. So, just hopefully this guy gets his chance to shine in this movie. Our next up is Wendy Darling. Now, when I saw who they cast as Wendy Darling, I was like, I grew up with a white girl playing Wendy Darling. I grew up with Wendy Darling as being a white girl. They're casting an African American girl, Lenny Ziegelmeyer, playing Wendy. So if her mom is white, so the same thing as Fantastic Four. So they're changing ethnicities for these roles in these movies. I don't know why they would do this for any of the movies. I just find this kind of wrong, in my opinion. It's like, a lot of people are like, well, you know, it's okay to change, you know, certain ethnicities as long as you keep the core concept of the character there. Yeah, but if you're changing only one ethnicity of one character and leaving her parents to be white, was she adopted? What? It's because you have to change the whole you have to change the story of the movie when you do that. Now, it's, you know, like I said before, you can't have, you know, a Martin Luther King movie and make it a white guy or a Latin guy, because it's not a white or Latin guy. Yes, I know those are historical figures. You can't do that. You know, that's disrespectful. True. Go to comic books. Go to any literature character that depicts a character that is African American. Make him a white guy, Latin guy, or anything other than that race. That's pretty disrespectful just the same. Because, you know, that many characters that are portrayed on screen are portrayed by African Americans, Latins, or any other races. Mostly white people. So, the fact that you're changing a white person to a black person, I was like, just leave them the way they are and let the movie play out the way it's supposed to play out. You know, it's I don't know, I just think things like that is just kind of like whatever. But hopefully this young lady could do a performance that can give us an amazing performance. Now, I believe this is going to be, her scene is not going to be that big because she's going to be towards the end of the movie. Hopefully, I think, I'm just speculating here. It's that this will lead into the sequel movie, and you see her and Peter just comes in and makes an appearance and sees her telling the story of, you know, Peter Pan and Hook and all that. And she just goes, see Celestron. He's there listening in. Hopefully this is like her at the end of the movie, and we get that. If not, then who knows what Wendy's doing in this movie, if it's supposed to be an origin story of Peter Pan. Now, if you have not seen any of the cartoons of Peter Pan or any of the movies or Hook, or have not even read the book, I encourage you to read the book, watch the animated movie, watch the live action movie, take a look at either one of those, and get your and let me know what you think about them. Leave a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts of this new Peter Pan movie. Are you excited to see it? Do you even care about it? Do you like the Disney version movie? Disney animated movie? Do you like the live action movie? Do you like Hook? Which one of those three were your favorite Peter Pans? Or do you like the plays that they did, the televised plays? Leave a comment below. I would like to know. I would love to read it and know what you guys think about these. And then I'll be back with you guys for another movie curse, which is going to be Superman. And then tomorrow we have more gaming talk. I'm not going to tell you what I'll be talking about. We'll wait and see what we'll be talking about tomorrow. And I will be doing a movie review, which will be tomorrow, because I'll be watching Chappie tonight. So enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'll be seeing you guys next time. I'm Grim Reaper. All right, guys. Bye.